Okay, I'm Letitia with Soul Spread Wisdom. I am back. I am recording the second part of the video for Aquarius Moon for August 3rd, 2020. And my previous video, it cut out on me right as I was starting Leo. So I'm finishing up, and this is Leo through Pisces. All right. So, if you want to hear the synopsis of what is going on, the power of this moon, then just watch the beginning, like 15 minutes of the first video, and it will help you understand more of the energies that are happening with this moon. Okay? So, if you are Leo, sun, moon, or rising, the sun is standing in your first house and opposing the moon in your seventh house. And with this, we have Uranus standing in the 10th house, making a square to both of these lights. So what could this mean for you? It could mean that you find out some challenging information about somebody that you partner with, because the seventh house has to do with partnership. The moon is there. So somebody that you are in a committed bond with, or if you have a business partnership where you've signed on the dotted line, you may find out some shocking information about this person. And with that, you would, have to make a decision. There will be no question. You will see what really is, what's really going on in this business slash personal committed relationship. And the information, is coming to bring you the truth. Uranus is coming to bring you the truth of the situation. The other thing that is supportive is that you have Aries, that is, you have Mars in Aries and Chiron in Aries that are helping your sign, Leo, and the sign of Aquarius. It is easing the blow. So if you do have to make a decision, if you choose to make a decision about the information that you receive, then Mars is there to help you take the necessary action. Chiron is there to help you see that what you have heard, Chiron in Aries, what you have heard, this information will help you stabilize. This information will help you be built up in your self-esteem and your self-worth, your self-knowledge, and your own independent power, your own independent strength. And that is what this moon and these energies will have for you at this time. Mercury is in Cancer, in your 12th house of the subconscious, and standing across from Saturn, which is retrograde, in your 6th house. So, when you hear this information, when you receive it, you may have to say to someone who you work with on a daily basis, hey, I see the truth, I see what's going on, and I'm going to do X, Y, or Z because of it, or I'm not, So that is something. It's Mercury standing across from Cancer, standing across from Saturn. You may choose not to say, because Saturn could bring a block in that area. You may choose not to share the information that you received, with that person, but you have a knowing, and you have the ability and the strength to make a decision for yourself if you need to. Okay? Make a decision to take action with Mars and Aries, making a trine to Leo, and Chiron being there to build up your knowledge and your ability to support yourself and strengthen yourself, stand on your own legs, and know that you have great value and self-worth. Okay? So we're moving on to Virgo. So Virgo, for you, you're going to have Taurus in your 9th house. Taurus is there with Uranus in the 9th house. And you have The sun and moon are going to be for you in your 12th and 6th house. So the sun and moon standing in your 12th house and 6th house, on that axis for you, this is going to have to do with your service that you have, your spiritual service, your spiritual understanding things, Virgo, that have been hidden in the dark of the subconscious mind, maybe fears that you have had being triggered by this configuration, with the sun standing across from the moon, with this square coming from this ninth house of higher knowledge, higher information. So this could be a time that you have a realization, an understanding of something spiritual. Maybe you have a dream, because Uranus is coming in with this bolt of lightning. The sun is standing there in this most spiritual house, the 12th house, and standing across from the moon in the 6th house. So here is this understanding and this knowledge, this light that comes in for you about spirituality and religion. You know, this could be a time where you have a realization that what it is that you have been believing in may be something that perhaps you shouldn't, you know. Or maybe there is a revelation within the religion that you practice, and it causes you to soften your activities towards it. Or maybe you were judgmental about how others were practicing the religion or different religions, and you get some insight through the portal from spirit that causes you or helps you to understand things under a different light, you know, being able to see things more clearly than you ever have before. And with that, it changes you what you believe spiritually. It changes you what you understand and know of religion. You know, this is something that could definitely happen for you, Virgo rising, Virgo sun, and even Virgo moon. You know, this is something that could present itself to you. On another side, you could have with Virgo rising, you could have, you know, some information that comes in, and someone you work with may introduce to you another way, you know, another way of practicing the religion, another way of daily looking at things, as far as how to go about prayer. Let's say prayer, for instance. Another way to pray, another way of talking to God. Maybe you start journaling. Maybe you start lighting candles. You know, something that you never thought would be something that would be helpful for you. Also, the moon in your 6th house has to do with your health, you know, your daily ritual routine. So you may get some information from the light that comes with the moon and with Uranus as to different ways, learning some ancient practice, you know, from someone from a different culture, foreign culture, that you can add to your life and improve your health. Maybe you know, begin to find out about working with Tai Chi, or you begin to study herbalism or massage or acupuncture, and find out that these are powerful ways to connect you with the spirit and the physical health tied to your spiritual health. And once you work, when you have a house, you have the axis, the house on the axis, the 12th, 6th house. Once you work with one house, it's affecting the other. And once you heal one house, it's healing the other. So if you are able to implement these types of practices in your life, if you are so called and so led, And as you are working with that in the 6th house, is healing the 12th house and vice versa. Okay? So let's move on from Virgo to Libra. So Libra, you're going to have Uranus in your 8th house. And this is the 8th house of, secrets. It's the original Scorpio house, power and control, resources and finances from other people, from banks and loans and so forth. And then you have the sun and the moon. The sun is going to be in your 11th house, and the moon is going to be in your 5th house. So on this axis, which is similar to the information that Aries received, because when we are dealing with the sun and moon, we're dealing with, the opposite. So it's going to affect both houses. The whole axis is going to be affected. So for you, we are talking about changes coming in to the groups that you are a part of. There is an illumination, something hidden. We're talking about, things that, 8th house is things that you hide from other people. Uranus coming here could bring these things to the light. Uranus can bring, because we're talking about a square, so we're talking about shocking change that can come from a bank, let's say. If you had a loan that you were expecting to receive, you could get some information from the loan officers saying, we need proof. You said you have a nonprofit, and you have these people working for you at the nonprofit, and so we need some information regarding that, because the 5th house has to do with your own business, with your own entrepreneurship. So it could come in where you are saying that, yes, I work, I own a company, I'm self-employed, 5th house, or I have a nonprofit, 11th house, and so you are waiting to hear back, for the SBA loan, and they say, well, we need some more documents. You thought you were going to get it, you thought it was just coming straight in, it was looking good, and then they said, well, we need some more documentation. Mercury standing across from Saturn, Mercury in Cancer standing across from Saturn. So we need some more information before we can approve the loan. So here's a shock coming in. You were expecting that money to happen, and then here we are. Or you could be receiving child support, or thinking that the child support was going to come through, and then here's some shocking information to show that there is a change or an unexpected stop in this area. So these are some things that could show up with the 8th house. Also, if you have had a partner, 5th house, you are dating someone. This is Libra rising. You're dating someone, and it was looking good. Venus is direct, and Gemini is looking good. And then, this person has become your lover, 8th house, and then you get some shocking information, about this person. They're actually married, something like that. I hate to say that, but that's real life. That's the type of stuff that really happens. So this is something that could happen under this particular energy that's coming in. Let's see. Then we go to Scorpio. So Scorpio, you have Uranus in your 7th house of others, partners that you're with. And then you have the sun and moon. The sun is in Leo in your 4th house, and the 10th house has the moon. So that particular axis for you has to do with your reputation in the world. This is very similar to the Taurus information that they received, because Taurus is your opposite sign. So here's a shocker coming from home and reputation in the world, you know. And your reputation in the world is linked very much to who you are at home with family. And so, in a partnership, you know, in a um, committed relationship, Uranus is here bringing sudden change, you know, to the Scorpio rising, Scorpio sun, Scorpio moon. Um, Something that you thought you knew about your partner, about this business partner. You thought, you know, you had this contract, you're an independent contractor. You signed a contract to work with this particular company, and everything is looking good, and we are rolling, and then you hear some information, something shocking. With Uranus, you don't know how to necessarily call it, but it is something that is frustrating and challenging for you, and leaving you with having to make a decision in what you're going to say and how you are going to say it. And but again, you will get through it. Again, you could, so we talked about business, so you could be married, or you could be living with your partner in a committed bond, and your partner comes and shares with you some shocking information, or you find out some shocking information from either someone at your home, or someone from your children. You may get some shocking information, may come from them regarding the partner. But whatever the case, you'll be able to deal with it, because everything that we are experiencing is for the greater and the higher good. You know, it is for your benefit ultimately. I am sweating, so I turned the air off so it would be more quiet, and I am sweating and I see my face glistening on the screen. So I'm gonna move it on through. Sagittarius, okay, you will be having Uranus in your sixth house of daily activities. You know, if you are working on a job, this is your daily routine you do on the job, the co-workers, the people you work with and interact with every day. This is your house of health and how you take care of your health. And if you go for a walk every day, or if you have pets, this is the house that governs that. So you have Uranus that is sitting here, and then you have the sun and the moon sitting in your third and ninth. So the sun, the moon is in your third house, and then the sun is in your ninth house. So with the sun in the third, you have your conversation and your communication with people who live around you is being illuminated at this time, but it is being challenged by Uranus that is in the sixth house. So with Uranus bringing this challenge in here to the ninth and the third, we're talking about information that you are sharing, that you are learning. The ninth house has to do with, you know, religious beliefs. It has to do with justice. It has to do with the courts. So you could be receiving some information, shocking information that comes through if you have some tickets or something and you're dealing with the court system. This could bring you some shocking information regarding the courts and their communication with you. Okay? But the good thing about it, Sagittarius, is that Mars is in the sign of Aries, making a trine to your sign. Chiron is there too in Aries. So the fire signs are really, really supported by this um, Mars in Aries at this time, because it's moving forward. It's in shadow, but it's still moving forward. So if it is that you receive some information from the justice system that is shocking to you, that you are not necessarily prepared to receive, you have some support with Mars so that you will know what to do and how to do it. You will know how to move. Chiron is there. So this is something that will be strengthening yourself, strengthening your way you see yourself, and your independence, because Aries is in your fifth house. So it's going to strengthen your independence and your knowing that you know what to do. You know how to attend to yourself. Okay? All right. And that's just one thing, that could happen, just for instance. Okay, and then we're going to move on to, well, let me say this with that. So as far as your daily activity, I want to give another thing that may happen too. I don't want to just leave it there at the justice system. You could also get some information regarding your health. You could get some information from your doctor that says, it's really important for you to change the way that you are exercising, change the way that you are eating, in order for you to have a healthier life. You may get some news from the doctor that is shocking, that you were not expecting. Okay, that is something that can happen. But again, Mars is there to help you to move forward and go the right way, strengthening you to help you take care of yourself and your body. Chiron as well. Okay, so let's move on from Sagittarius to Capricorn. So Capricorn, you have the moon in your second house, and you have the sun in your eighth house, and you have Uranus in the fifth house. So you have Uranus in the fifth house, bringing the shocking change to your money houses. So shocking information coming in. And the fifth house has to do with your children. It has to do with entrepreneurship. It has to do with your personal desires for independence and being able to do what it is that you want to do, to perform and so forth. So with this square coming in, you may hear, you may get some shocking information as it relates to your children. If you have children, Uranus could bring in the shock. You could hear something that you didn't necessarily want to hear. Okay. And with the sun and the moon in the second house, it could be related to income. If you are someone who has older children who have been helping you financially, this shock could come in and they could say, Mama, I thought I was going to be able to help you this month with your rent, but I'm not able to. My money is looking funny. I'm not able to help. This is something shocking that could possibly come in. Again, with Uranus, you don't know, but it's something that is a frustrating thing that you hear that shocks you, that you're not expecting. This having to do with resources, self-esteem, self-worth. And then you have Mercury standing across from Saturn. Mercury's in your seventh house standing across from Saturn. So there is some information. So when this light comes and you receive the shock, then Saturn standing across from Mercury to your partner could be saying to you, or you could be saying something to your partner, or trying to figure out how to say to them, and feeling misunderstood and feeling that you're not being heard about the concerns that you have, that you heard regarding your children or your business, because your business is your baby. So, you may get some shocking information regarding the income that you were prepared to have. You just knew you were going to have this amount of income to be able to put towards this, and then you find out shockingly that it's not there. But Mars and Chiron are helping the situation, because they're making a trine to the sun and a sextile to the moon. So you will be able to overcome. You will be able to know what to do. Again, we have the 11 portal, because the sun and moon are at 11 degrees. You will get the information from spirit as to what to do. So always the solution is in the problem. Always, if we can calm ourselves and stop and ask our spirit for guidance on what to do. Okay. Then we have Aquarius. So Aquarius, the moon is in your sign, and it is full of light and standing across from the sun in the sign of Leo, in your opposite sign. So we have that. And then we have Taurus, Uranus being in your 4th house. And this is bringing you some shocking information, Uranus, some shocking information coming about your partnership. Very similar to Leo, because the Leo and Aquarius are on the same axis. So shocking information coming about the partnership, coming about the self, coming about what you need to do for yourself to have your emotions in check and in order, what you need to do to balance home. Perhaps you have been living with your partner, and you thought that you were good, and then your partner says, I'm leaving. This is something that could come, because it's a frustrating energy. Or your partner says, we need to change things. Maybe it's not over, but we need to change things. I'm not happy with how we have allocated the bills. I'm not happy with how we are maintaining the house. We need to change some things. Things are not flowing right for me. So this is something that you could hear, but it is about you knowing that you have the support from Mars and Chiron at this time, that are in the sign of Aries, making a sextile to this energy for you. So you will be able to know what to do, what to say. You are the 11th sign. The moon is at 11 degrees. You have the support. Uranus is your ruling planet. Though this is a frustrating energy, you have the support of your ruling planet, because it is bringing in the light of truth. The truth that you know, the Bible says, shall set you free. And that's what we have. So, okay, so we're going to move on. And this is a partnership. This could be, again, a business partnership or a romantic partnership. But it's somebody that you had a committed bond with. Okay. Pisces. The moon is in your 12th house, in the subconscious mind, subconscious area of your chart. And in the 6th house, you have the sun. And then we have Taurus in your 3rd house of communication. So Uranus and Taurus, shocking information coming in as it relates to your work life, your daily routines that you are doing. The sun is here illuminating. You could have a pet that needs some attention at this time, and you find out about it because the sixth house rules pets. You could find out that, you know, your pet that you want to have, you find out that there is a challenge, some sickness perhaps that the pet has, and you know, is uncovered at this time. As the moon is filled with light, then your 12th house is opening up and bringing up secrets and things that were hidden away. And Uranus is bringing this bright light, bolt of lightning coming in so that you could be able to see clearly. Also, you know, there could be an issue at work with a supervisor or manager, and you get some shocking information about them. Maybe they are leaving, or maybe they did a review of your work, and they put on the report some things that you were not expecting for them to put on the report. You know, you go for your annual review, and then they put some things on the annual review that don't show you in the best light, and you didn't see it coming because you felt that you had been doing everything that you were supposed to do. Not only that, you felt that you and your supervisor were close. You felt that you had a friendship, and then you find out that that wasn't the case. Okay, so this is just something that could come up for you. This is just, you know, not to say that it will, but these are just some things in these areas of life that could happen. Okay, and let's see, 31 minutes, and that's it. That's all that I have to share. If you have any other questions or anything, please leave them in the comments. I always respond to my comments. Please like and subscribe and share. It'll really help my channel, and I love talking to you all. I'm very blessed when people comment and write to me. If you want to email me, you can email me at info@soulsbreadwisdom.com. You can also find me on Instagram. I will be having daily tarot readings on my Instagram. I'm trying to debate if I'm going to do tarot readings on this YouTube channel or just keep it strictly on Instagram. But for now, I'm going to do it on Instagram. And I thank you so much. You can find me soulsbreadwisdom.com if you want a reading. soulsbreadwisdom.com on Facebook. soulsbreadwisdom on Instagram. Thank you so much.